Our first stop in the UP brought us to the town of Garden, where we had amazing views of Lake Michigan, beautiful sunsets, and met some really great friends we can't wait to come back and see. The historic town of Fayette was just a short drive and fun to walk around, learning all about the history of a once booming town. Plan at least a half day, if not a full day. There's a lot to learn, and you can walk through some of the old buildings. Come with us as we walk through the abandoned town of Fayette.
Fayette continued as a modest commercial fishing and resort community over the next 60 years. In 1959, the state of Michigan acquired the town site and surrounding property for development as a historic state park.
Alright, we're going to walk around the historic site at Fayette, Michigan, or Fayette Historic State Park. It's an old mining operation from the Jackson Mining Company that was started a couple years after the Civil War, and they mined iron here right off of the north shore of Lake Michigan. Let's get to walk down here. This is the old blast furnace back over there, right on the water that you can see here. And the tall, large building over there was the hotel for when people came in as guests. All of the employee housing is up on the hill behind us. That none of those log cabins survived, but they still have all of the town over there where the foreman and surgeon and all the different people would reside, or the middle class and upper class of the town. But basically this town had about 500 people at one time.
This is the hotel. This is the place to stay when you came into town. So let's go check it out. Alright, as you enter the main room, a little staircase.
It's a pretty grand entry in a big building, considering it was right after the Civil War.
The little original hotel registration counter. So they used clues from the floor to see where everything was at. Said hotel managers accented the second floor suite used for visiting dignitaries with professional wallpaper. This is where you checked in.
Yeah, the lobby.
The lobby area, some seating.
Hi. What's up? Is that a good finger? Yum, 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 yum. Is that yummy? Huh? Hi. Oh yeah. Is that good tongue? This was known as the White House and was the foreman's place of residence. Not a bad view if you take a look at this thing. Got the whole bay. So down here they would have been loading ships to carry ore and the pigs, the pork pigs, to be used for other stuff to cross Lake Michigan. You can see the whole town over there, and then the furnace stacks and everything over there. Pretty cool. We can go in and see. I don't know if we can get upstairs or not to take a look at this. I bet it's a great view.
Who is this house?
This is where the superintendents lived. I think they said there were 6 of them. The library for the superintendents says a total of 6 and their families lived here over the years in this 2,500 square foot house. The parlor reception for the newlyweds, and the stairs.
There's the servant's stairway back there. Other bedroom. View from the top. There you go. They can keep an eye on the whole operation right here. This was the foreman. The White House. I don't know what this was. I think the physician.
I think so. I think the physician was across from the foreman.
Was the what?
Oh, tell us in here. A morphine addict lived here. All 13 medicine bottles found in the wall contain enough morphine for 9,000 doses. Morphine, a potential pain reliever, is a highly addictive drug whose side effects include blurred vision, increased appetite, sleepiness, and inability to concentrate. In the 19th century, it was also used to control diarrhea and coughs. Despite its dangers, morphine was legal in the U.S. until 1914 and was easily purchased by mail or at pharmacies. A lot of spider webs. This is where the grain elevator used to be.
Gotta be careful, he's just at the right height.
You just want him to get excited and kick you. This is the doctor's house.
You go in, Lily?
Steep stairs.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. This is the kitchen for the doctor's
Is that the
area.
doctor area? Is that where the doctor used to live?
Yeah.
Yeah. Living quarters.
Watch your step. Nice and easy. Oh, there's Lake Michigan. See it? Look out there. That's how beautiful that is.
The water.
It does what?
That's like it's the water.
Melts the rocks.
It's water. It's covered in water. Oh.
All right. Got up that little hill, huh?
Some of the littler ones we've done on our hikes.
Yeah. There's a good view. This is the butcher shop.
Oh.
Cool. Makes it. It's tough that they have this because it like you get reflection on everything, but
Yeah. There's some hanging meat. Plexiglass makes it hard. There's some back there. Okay, the smelting process. Iron ore was crushed, mixed with measured amounts of charcoal and limestone, and lifted by a steam-powered hoist to the top of the furnace where it was dumped into the stack. Inside the furnace, the charcoal burned, fed by the forced air heated in the blasted ovens. As the ore melted, its impurities combined chemically with the limestone flux and floated to the top of the molten iron. This waste, called slag, was skimmed off the surface and removed. The molten iron was drained through the tap hole into the channels in the sand floor of the casting rooms, where it cooled, hardened into bars, pigs, and was removed by laborers like pig iron Fred Hink.
this is the sand pit room where they made the bars of iron, Lily. And apparently a log cabin set up for a fire. This would be like they would dig the pits and they would pour these so that they could be taken somewhere and made into different things.
Look, there's a boat coming in.
How awesome is that?
Dad and Hunter are having issues with a hat. Charcoal kilns enclosed by a timber framework are shown in the operation of at the left of this 1868 photograph. Here's the photograph. Fears were entertained that the supply of charcoal would fall short, but the extraordinary exertion, they now have another set of kilns ready and the supply will be kept up. Looks like we will pick up Hunter's hat. I bet your daddy doesn't even know it's missing.
Look at all the brickwork on this, Lily.
Yeah. Look, there's a spiderweb at the top.
There is a spider web up there.
A big one. There's a big spiderweb up there.
Okay, let's go check it out. Let's go out there. That's what it used to look like back in the day. Primary link to the outside world was Lake Michigan Harbor. People's goods and communication traveled by the water. At this dock, ships brought the Jackson Iron Company raw iron ore and left with smelted pig iron. Those are those bars that we saw inside. This used to be the docks for the harbor here. And right where we're standing here, right along here used to be a bunch of railroad tracks that they put in.
Says historic records identify members of the individual households but do not reveal which house they occupied. Office workers, foremen, and skilled tradesmen like machinist Robert Bassler lived in the house built and owned by the Jackson Iron Company. These mid-level employees earned $50 to $100 per month, paying the company an average monthly rent of $5. 4 of the 5 residents in this Fayette neighborhood were from the United States, Canada, or British Isles. The remainder hailed from Scandinavia or elsewhere in Europe. Nearly 1/3 were children. Although unskilled workers also lived in these houses, most were boarders. This maybe the schoolhouse?
Kids are dead.
Some clothes of what the kids would wear. This is where you take a bath. A little sled, you can go ice fishing. Some croquet. Oh, schoolhouse.
Do you want to sit where I'm going to sit back here?
Next.
Time won't you sing with
Good job, class.
Mama's getting broken into being a teacher, huh?
Yeah. Right, here's some artifacts people have found over the years. The message in a bottle from 86.
Lily,
And so they're part of the barber shop. This is the barber shop.
man, you ready to cut some hair here, huh?
We were absolutely exhausted after walking around Fayette and went home to get some much needed rest because tomorrow we explore Kitchi-iti-kipi. This is Michigan's largest natural freshwater spring. You do need your state park pass to get in, or you can pay the daily fee. But the water is so beautiful and clear, it is worth it.
Wait for you. What are we gonna go see? The lake. All right. Let's go look.
Kitchi-iti-kipi It is roughly 300 by 175 foot and about 40 feet deep. The fissures underneath the limestone releases about 10,000 gallons of water per minute. The water is also a constant 45 degrees. I'm not sure where the enormous amounts of water is coming from, but it's really cool to see. If you look close, you can see ancient tree trunks, trout, and an occasional yellow perch. Make sure to ride the raft out into the middle and take a look through the middle of the boat.
And you get to pull a wheel to pull yourself on this little barge out across the lake there. 45 foot wide, 45 foot deep.
Down there's a spring.
Some of these up to 4 foot long, they said, huh?
Thanks for watching this week's episode. Tune in next week as we make our way to Munising and we get to see Pictured Rock.